your thing, but more severe storms are going to be on the way here, and it's an association with that upper trough that's just been kind of a lingerer, but is digging in across parts of the east. This is what's helping to keep Ernesto at bay for the United States, but it is bringing in some scattered showers and thunderstorms here for us along the cold front, some of which will be severe tonight. Chris just showed you where the watch is, and damaging winds and large hail will be the primary forms of severe weather. We couldn't rule out an isolated tornado, but the tornado risk is fairly low. So if you're anywhere from the Panhandle of Nebraska down through Oklahoma City, Tulsa, spreading eastward, we do have that threat. Now, the hail could be pretty large at times, and when I say large hail, I mean 2 inches or greater in diameter. So that's about the size of an egg, and that's going to be the risk. And wherever you see these hatched areas, cars in the garage tonight, you'll want to have that for sure into the evening, and just really keep alert and aware of the weather conditions. Now, notice as we go through the evening hours for tonight, things will continue to fire up and become a little bit more widespread in Oklahoma, in southern parts of Missouri, and into northern parts of Arkansas. And that will continue into the overnight hours. And there may be some really heavy rain to go along with those storms as well. Now, as we take a look at the bigger picture, this is not the only area we need to track the severe weather. There may be some other storms that could go severe in places like Sheboygan again, or Chicago, Detroit, Louisville, down towards Nashville and Birmingham. So the chances of severe weather is a little lower here, but it's not zero. So just keep that in mind. It's Friday night. You know, if you're outside or if you have evening plans to go out, just be aware and alert that there are going to be storms, and some of them could be dangerous if you're not careful.
And if you're traveling, I will say the airports look pretty good. Not a lot of delays. Boston, the only one really dealing with delays because of low visibility, actually. So
yeah, they had the low clouds. And they had a lot of that fog.
So, but even then, it's manageable. 40 minutes or so.
Do you know their temperature, by the way? It's been cool in Boston
I bet
today.
I would take it in the 60s.
We'll look it up.
70s. All right, let's talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, we're looking at tomorrow and the possibility once again for
across the region. So we've had plenty just in the last 24 hours here. This shows you the accumulated rainfall and some of the flood reports that we had. Notice the darker yellow colors here. That's anywhere from 3, maybe 4 inches of rain that just fell in a day. So the ground is fairly saturated. We've also had plenty of rain in the last week that has fallen across the nation's midsection and across the Ohio Valley. And yes, the Carolinas, like Chris was talking about a little bit earlier. So as this next move or system moves in here, as it slows down, that's going to linger some of these rain chances, which will increase the flood threat. So through tomorrow morning, it will be possible in some of these areas across the southern Appalachians and into the Blue Ridge Mountains. As we head into your Saturday, notice they work closer towards the I-95 corridor the later in the day that we get. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will continue into your Sunday as well. And I think they'll become more widespread as this thing kind of stalls out and gets close towards the eastern seaboard. Doesn't look like we'll clear things out really till maybe the middle of the week. So a lot of us will get around 1 inch or 2 of rainfall, but a couple of us could get 3 or 4 inches of rain over the next 3 days. The Storm Center want to give you the latest on Hurricane Ernesto that's getting closer and closer to Bermuda right now. In fact, about 125 miles away, the center of the storm to Bermuda. So we're starting to feel those tropical storm force wind gusts, and even getting gusts getting closer towards hurricane strength. Some sail drones have been sampling that a little closer towards the center. So it's a Category 2 storm right now. Maximum sustained winds around 100 miles per hour. It's looking pretty healthy right now with a big blow up of convection there on the north side of the storm. We'll see if that can sustain. It's moving northeast at around 13 miles per hour. Now, this is the latest radar imagery that we have out of Bermuda that we have access to, and there you can see the main island right here, and some of those outer bands are already getting very close. So once those roll on through, we're going to start to see an even greater uptick in some of those stronger winds. So conditions are deteriorating, and of course the ocean waves and the swells are certainly going to be a concern in the hours ahead. This is a pretty large hurricane right now, and those tropical storm force winds extend out 275 miles from the center of the storm. So this is going to be a pretty long event for folks. They are dealing with these conditions for about 24 to 36 hours, Bruin.
Well, we know school is starting for